You need pies?
I do.
Oh.
Alright.
Hello there. Welcome to the Tech Tuesday live show. This is I got it. You caught me having a rest reading the Tech Tuesday show.
Do you know about these stickers?
They're pretty cool stickers.
We have free stickers, don't we?
Yeah, we got tons of stickers.
If
We
you
also
come down right now,
Yeah,
in the
come up
next
right now.
15 minutes, we'll give you a free sticker.
and a magnet that looks just
You
like
have
this. Except
magnets?
it's bigger. Yeah, those are magnets.
Those are magnets?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's pretty sweet.
All right, let's check this out.
Yeah, so we got
How much are the magnets, Josh?
the magnets are exactly free of price if you arrive before the show ends, which
Woohoo!
won't be very long.
Yeah, come on down, I'll-
Come on. But it shouldn't say come on down. It's come on up. 'Cause we're on the
Come
second
up.
floor.
We're upstairs.
Yeah, we're upstairs at Code Shops, right above the barn light, which is where the Tech Tuesday like event is happening right now, 5:30. Where this is Tech Tuesday live show beginning at 6. This is a live show for what is it? January 2nd. It's
2018.
Yeah. And so that's pretty cool. So it's not 2017 anymore.
No.
Which is great.
We made it.
That's awesome, right? So.
What was the best thing about your year last year, Josh?
Basically everything.
Good year for
It was
Josh.
a very good year for Josh.
Yeah?
I think I started doing this show a little more than a year ago. With a little bit more. I've been doing this show for over a year now.
Wow.
I think.
Happy anniversary. Here's a magnet.
Sweet. If you want a magnet, come up to the show, be a special guest. Yeah, it's a good time. So yeah, we got show notes. Not too many, but I might as well just go through them.
Yeah. I'm just your special guest because I happen to be here.
Yeah. So first, of course, Eugene Tech Jobs. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I say this every single time we talk about the Eugene Tech Jobs, but it's absolutely true. Michael Hess is a genius.
He is a genius.
He is an absolute genius. I'm not even looking for jobs, right? I just go.
Because you got a job.
Yeah, I just go on the website to tell all you guys about the jobs,
Yeah.
right? But I don't just skim through that, right? I read every single word.
I actually read that
worth
too.
it.
And
It's
I don't
worth
need a
it.
job either, but it's well written, it's
Yeah.
funny, and it's
That's
fun
right.
to see all the cool jobs out there.
Yeah, because a lot
There's a lot of
places
good
are coming
jobs.
with this stuff. So
Yeah.
this week we got the United States Bankruptcy Court is looking for an IT support tech.
See, that
Yeah.
could be interesting.
So that's really cool. A company this is interesting. When info at risk, and it's not like info at risk, it's info the at sign, which thanks to Michael Hess, I now know is just called the at sign, quite boringly, right? Info at risk, they're looking for a penetration tester,
Huh.
whatever that
I'll
means.
leave that one alone.
Yeah. Imbrex, they're looking for a smart web/mobile developer.
Imbrex is a good company. I know those
Yeah.
guys. That
Yeah.
sounds like a good gig.
Yeah, that does sound good. And there's also, of course, a company that I guarantee you don't know, because nobody knows it. It's a mysterious Craigslist company. They're hiring a QA test lead engineer.
Mysterious. Like there's no.
Yeah, so occasionally what will happen, right, is because one of the places Michael looks for job postings is Craigslist. And sometimes companies, I guess, will post a job on Craigslist and then not actually say who they are. They'll just omit it, and it's, I don't know, like whether it's intentional or not.
Or
but
maybe somebody's getting fired and they don't want to say that yet. And
I haven't thought of
in
that.
advance.
I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. That could be.
Yeah.
But it's some company that has a name.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what it is, and nobody does. So it's a QA test, or it's a QA lead test engineer.
Yeah.
Is what that is.
That's a good gig.
So that seems like a pretty good gig. Depends on the company, but who knows? That's what you get with mysterious Craigslist companies. So yeah, those are the jobs. Let's see. Here's holiday, so the jobs are a bit light.
And that's
Right.
on the switchboard? Can
Yeah.
people find those on the switchboard?
So Eugene Tech Jobs. Thank you for reminding me. Is at eugenetechjobs.com.
Okay.
That's where those live.
It's different
It's
than
just its
Switchboard.
own thing.
Okay.
There's a link, I think, somewhere on our website, eugenetech.org, somewhere probably. But eugenetechjobs.com, eugenetechjobs.com. That's that's where you can find Michael Hess.
And you can sign up for his newsletter.
Yeah, you can sign up for his
newsletter. And you
newsletter.
get that fun little pop in your email.
I just write in your email whenever he updates, which is usually Mondays, sometimes Tuesdays. Basically, I was intended to work out. So next, talk about the switchboard. So let's see here. So this is actually a really good switchboard post. So it's by Mike. Is that two N's? Yes, Mike Kinner. He's looking for a web app project developer. He works for a community project called 15th Night and is focused on 15th Night. It's focused on preventing youth homelessness and to quickly getting youth off the streets if they do become homeless. They already have a web application. It's integrated with email and text messaging that facilitates fast and effective communication between like advocates and like service providers and things like that.
And I think that was the winner of the 2 years ago, the Hack for a Cause. That's the group that won.
I think, I remember that. I do remember that.
So that's awesome. So it's up and running. And they just
so it's like up and running.
help.
And so right now they have, what they're looking to do is sort of expand the web app. And I took a look at it. They have apparently they have funding to pay the developer. They're not just looking for like a volunteer work. And I've looked at their scope of work document, and it's really well put together. They really know sort of exactly what they need. It seems like a really good gig if you're like a full stack or front end web developer. It seems like a really good thing. Basically, what they're trying to do, from kind of what I got from the SOW, was they're looking to scope it out so that they can, instead of so that you can like basically choose like a region. Right, so that like South Eugene High School would be their first like region, and then you'd have regional people be able to help in that area, right? Because it is a big difference between the South Eugene area and the North Eugene area,
right? For teens, if they're
so
issues,
and so that's kind of really interesting. But they got it really well laid out, and it seems like a really good one. And also, what's also really cool about this, and it does make sense that this is the case, because they were. Now that you mentioned it, they were a part of the Hack for a Cause, is it's actually completely open source. So you can just take a look at their source. It's on github.com/15th Night with 1 5. So 15th Night /15th Night. So if you just look up 15th Night on GitHub, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. And so even if you weren't interested, right, in taking this job, or didn't feel like you were taking this job, it's open source, so you can just go there, take a look, fork it, have some fun.
Idea. Yeah.
So that's really cool. It also goes with sort of Open Eugene, which we're kind of talking about. It's going to be sort of a thing. We talked about it last week on the show, I think. So that's really cool. Also, want to showcase this post from Mark Davis. Let's see here, the Oregon Asian Celebration.
I heard about that. A STEM STEAM?
They're having a STEM STEAM competent this year.
Yeah.
And he said competent. I don't know what
component.
Component, I think, is what he meant.
Maybe. Yep.
It's the third week in February.
Okay. At the fairgrounds.
Yes, at the fairgrounds. And Mark Davis is wrangling all the programs and orgs that do sort of STEAM stuff in the region for a really big showcase at the fairground. Apparently it's going to be like 15,000 people.
Yeah, it's a fantastic festival.
Yeah. And Mark doesn't want to miss anybody. So if you are like, I know some cool people that do some cool STEM STEAM stuff.
Yeah.
Go to the Switchboard, find the STEM STEAM showcase at Asian Celebration post, make a comment, let Mark know, or if you know Mark, let him know. Right, but he doesn't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
So if you know what's going on, then let Mark know. So that
it could even be your kid's high school teacher,
Yeah, totally.
Or there's so many groups working on this. So
so and really with especially with opening up the STEAM, right? Science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, right? It's like a lot more organizations are actually STEAM or STEM than you might think. Right, so it really is. If you think that's something, let Mark know so that he can do that. So let's see here. So that's the switchboard. talked about what's going on the Switchboard. We're going to move on to the events.
Okay. You know what? I have to go down and meet Lauren Drum.
Yes.
You know Lauren?
Yes, Lauren's great.
Redefining Women in Tech.
Yeah.
Always got something going on.
Yeah, there's some events coming up that she's putting on.
Yes.
That's really awesome. I'm sure you're going to be talking
I'm
more
going to help
about.
her.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to meet her now.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs.
And I'm going to hand out some stickers.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Grab a few magnets.
Oh, yeah.
Do that.
Because there might be people down there because they saw this. I'm sure there are people down there. I'm taking 3.
It's all good.
3 magnets, people. 3 magnets. Come down.
Thank you, Julie, for being on the show.
See you.
Everybody applaud Julie from your homes. I'm sure it'll come through the camera and I'll be able to hear it. And we'll all be happy. Who keeps bringing me? Oh, I think it's Mark. I think Mark is saying a bunch of stuff. Yep, that's Mark. So yeah, we're going to move on to the events. So let's see here. Again, it's kind of, we're still sort of, we're just past the holiday season, right? And so it's still really, really cold outside. So not too much going on, but it is the first week of the month. So that means that all the first week of the month stuff's going on. So let's see here. So Startup Florence, Oregon Coast is putting on their coffee meetup at Beachcomber Palm at 8 a.m. You got to get up too early for that one. And then at 9 a.m., the Eugene Springfield Startups are putting on the Open Mentor Hours at Rain Eugene. So if you're starting a small business or something like that, or you're interested in getting your questions about small business related things, go down to Rain Eugene at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Talk to them about it. Also happening at 9 a.m. is the BitForest Game Startup Coffee Meetup. So that's kind of been growing lately, kind of. Mark's been going to the coffee meetup and getting some new people at the coffee meetup, which is actually really nice. And it's just a really cool place to just sort of chat about sort of really anything. Game dev tends to be the sort of topic of choice because, of course, it's a BitForest, Eugene area game developer sort of thing. But really, anybody's welcome to the coffee meetup, and you're especially welcome to the coffee meetup if you're interested in alternate reality stuff, because it also tends to kind of work out where it kind of is the weekly scrum meeting for Glimmer.tech, and they do all the cool AR stuff that you may have seen around town. I know they did the AR stuff for the Walk Into Poetry, if you know about that, and that was really cool. And let's see here. So then that was 9 a.m. at the Barn Light is where the GameStop Coffee Meetup happens. 3 p.m. At the Eugene Springfield Startups is putting on the co-working and mentoring Redefining Women in Tech event. So Redefining Women in Tech's co-working event, that's at 3 p.m. at Rain Eugene. That'll lead into Women in Tech Wednesdays, which is at Noisette Pastry Kitchen, like not even a block down the road, at 5:30 p.m. So go to Rain Eugene at 3 p.m. for your co-working sesh with other like-minded people in the Redefining Women in Tech scene, and then head on over to Noisette, get some awesome pastries.
I think it's at Cosmic Pizza this week.
Oh, really?
I think they changed it.
Oh, did they change it to Cosmic Pizza? Even though Cosmic Pizza doesn't exist anymore? And it's called...
World Pies.
World Pies now. I don't know. Well, we'll need to get confirmation on that. We'll need to double check on that. But that's what that's what Meetup says. It says Noisette Pastry Kitchen right there. So that's what that says. But yeah, double check. If it's not at Noisette, check out World Pies. It used to be Cosmic Pizza. Might be there. And then, of course, also at 5:30 p.m., First Wednesday Game Dinner is happening, and that happens at Beer Garden now. So it's a little bit more farther afield, but that's where it is. Also, it's cold, but I guess soda is free. I hear that that's a thing, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me check this. Make sure no one's yelling at me for being terrible. No? Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, that was Wednesday, January 3rd. That was kind of the most packed day. Thursday, of course, the Game Dev Happy Hour happening at 5:30 p.m. at the Starlight Lounge as usual. JavaScript Thursday is also happening in Code Corvallis at 6 p.m. at the Business Enterprise Center Incorporated. It's good to see that keep still going. And we get a few sort of special events happening on Thursday. So the Willamette Valley Software Engineers group, they're putting on an event called Lightning Talks at the MAPS Credit Union. So this is actually pretty cool. So it's being hosted by Angelo Seminary, a friend of the show. He's fantastic. And it's sort of, I guess, like a sort of TEDx thing, kind of. It's just sort of really quick talks. There'll be Brett Warner, John Anderson, David Conrad, Britt Crawford, Tyler Graveline, and Duncan Beavers are going to be talking there, talking about things from public speaking to React and 3.js. So lots of different stuff to be talking about. There'll also be a special presentation from Angelo Seminary about smoked salmon. So that should be cool. And so, yeah, that is the Lightning Talks happening at 6 p.m. at the MAPS Credit Union, and that is in Salem. So that's where that is. It's more of a central location for the Portland to Eugene to Florence to Bend folks, right? Let's see here. And then the 500 Women Scientists Pod in Eugene, they're having their meet, greet, and plan event at the First National Tap House at 7 p.m. So that it's time. So that is being hosted by Karen, the founder of the 500 Women Scientists Pod in Eugene. Going to be talking about where the pod is going, upcoming events like the January 2018 marches, bring people up to speed on what's going on in 500 Women Scientists. But she's also looking for she also wants to make sure that the scheduling kind of works with everybody who's interested in participating in the group. So if there's a better time and place for those kinds of meetups, she'd like to know, that kind of thing. We have a comment. Can't quite read. I'm going to read it. Let's see what's on the comment. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Kevin. So yeah, this is the Code Chops space. But no. Kevin comments for you folks who can't see the reading folks. This room was a room that I guess he worked in, doing cool stuff, and I'm sure you weren't underqualified for it. I'm sure it was a good time, right? I'm sure lots was learned, and it was a good time. Thank you for commenting, Kevin, by the way. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, so go to 500 Women Pod Scientists thing, January 4th at, where's it going to be? First National Tap House. That's where it's going to be. Meetup is not paper friendly. It's not. Which, I guess it shouldn't be, because we shouldn't be printing these out. It should be like a tablet or something like that. Let's see here. Friday, Open Hack Night at the Eugene Makerspace, as usual, at 6 p.m. And then Tuesday, January 9th, of course, is going to be the next Tech Tuesday. 5:30 p.m. is when the Tech Tuesday event starts downstairs at the Barn Light. 6 p.m., of course, is where we start the show up here. And for anybody watching, you're actually more than welcome to come up and watch the show as we put it on. So it's actually kind of fun. Sometimes people wander in and we do the show, and they like to sort of watch and hang out. And it's actually pretty fun. So we don't have any background people right now, but for anybody watching, we're more than welcome to sort of hang out while we do the show. It's really not that big a deal. It kind of makes it more interesting. So yeah, that's 5:30 p.m. 6 p.m. will be, again, Open Hack Night. It's every Tuesday and Friday at the Eugene Makerspace at 6 p.m. At 6:30 p.m., the Cybersecurity Annual January Social will be happening. So normally the cybersecurity meeting happens once a month here in the Code Shops at 6:30 p.m. But this time, it's not going to be a Code Shops, it's going to be a Hop Valley Brewing Company, because it's more of the January Social. It's not so much the thing. And Mark Davis...
I found a special guest.
Has arrived. Hello, special guest. We found a special guest. Let me just get right here. And the Eugene SQL Server User Group, they're putting on their January 9th evening, also at Hop Valley Brewing Company. They're doing cool stuff.
This is actually your seat.
Yeah, it's okay.
You have to come here because you're the interviewer.
I'm gonna sit here. So we have a special guest. Thank you for coming.
This is Matty. Have a seat.
All right. This is the hot seat, huh?
Yeah, it's the hot seat.
Look at it.
So we're doing this. You were just in time. I just finished. I was on the last event when you walked in. Well said. So
You're a little close, Mark.
Am I being overly familiar? I'm sorry.
But, well,
I think I need
close.
beer. Hold on. You guys get started. I'll get the beers.
okay. So Matty, what's your last name?
Matthew Hall is my full name, but I am Matty the Banker.
Matty the Banker. So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I just got co-opted to do this about a minute and a half ago.
All right.
The only thing I really have to talk about, really, other than just small chat, is the 22nd, or the last Thursday of January, which
Okay.
I believe is, thank you, sir, I believe is the 22nd. A panel of myself, my friend Dominic Paris, and my friend Andrew. We're going to be having a panel for small business development at Eugene Web Dev at IDX.
Nice.
So if you guys are into that, definitely.
What
sign
day
up.
was that?
I believe it's the 22nd. I can look on my calendar.
That's like a Monday?
It's a Thursday. It's the
Oh,
last
it's a Thursday.
Yeah.
And this is January?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that date's wrong because January 20th is bar camp and that's like a Saturday.
Oh, I got
Well, I'm
you.
probably wrong.
So
Maybe the 24th.
24th or something.
And I'll look it up in a second.
Okay.
What was the third Thursday you said, or the last Thursday?
The last Thursday.
Last
of
Thursday of January, whatever date that is.
Yeah.
There's going to be another awesome web dev thing that we talk about small business development.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be talking about?
I represent the financial side, so I talk about checking accounts, how your organizational structure really has a massive impact on your finances, which is obvious. I talk about how to build your credit bureau as far as for the business, because a business is its own person, has its own credit bureau, everything like that. My friend Dominic Paris is going to be talking about registration, legal entanglements involved.
And does this apply to LLCs and corporations?
All.
And sole props and partnerships and all that stuff?
All of them. And we're going to be talking about the consequences, the pros and cons of all of those.
Nice.
And then my friend Andrew, he's going to be talking about the accounting side, how the tax consequences, everything like that.
Awesome.
We're working on how Obamacare works with small business, where the pros and cons are. We're going to talk about single member LLCs versus multiple member LLCs, S corps versus C corps, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
And
do you have legal? Is one of the people a legal person?
yes, Dominic is a tax attorney.
Tax attorney. Awesome.
So he handles organization of legal entities, things like that.
Nice. And so you're also going to, well, you work at a bank.
Yes.
Do these other folks who are going to be on the panel, are they there kind of like, could I hire them, to do some of this stuff, or are they industry pros?
We're mostly there just as an advisory thing, as industry pros.
Yeah.
But, if you want to hire us to do something, we're not going to be mad about it.
Because then you'd have to form your own LLC and
Yes.
advise yourselves on the best way to put it together.
Right, and that's the whole point of it is we're just going to be talking about issues that relate to small business, especially in the tech industry, and because you guys aren't professionals at this kind of stuff. A lot of times when I see small businesses on the tech side try to do self-organized, present company excluded,
Oh, no.
they do it
Yeah.
wrong, and
I'm undoing a bunch of stuff right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But like a lot of times, just because everybody assumes that these issues are very simple, oftentimes on the surface they are, but when it comes to financial questions, accounting questions, or legal questions, there's a lot of gray areas, and that's kind of why we're there. We're going to basically do 5 minutes a piece.
Yeah.
Kind of state what we do, and
Nice.
then it's going to be mostly all Q&A. So, because in our industries, everything is basically custom fit to the individual and the business.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's interesting. We'll talk to Eugene Web Dev, see maybe we can stream it.
yeah.
Absolutely, we
Talk
should
to
do that.
Antonio.
Yeah.
He's all about it. So, and he's helping us get organized for the event itself.
Well, that's a very cool non-techie thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as business advice, love software developers, but business is not what you do.
Well, yeah, and that's totally true because, very seldom do you run into like a Renaissance person who's got the banking, the legal, the biz dev, the coding, like the database.
Yeah.
You just don't do it like that. You always have a team.
Yeah.
Anytime you look at any product that gets done, you have a team. So why would you not have the best legal counsel? Why would you not have the best banking advice? Why would you if you're going to have the best UX designer and you're going to have the best web tech and you're going to have the best database, you fill out that story and don't chintz on the on the business formation and the legal and the banking.
Yeah, I mean, and that can make or break a business if it's wrong.
That will definitely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the worst thing ever is to have somebody that's a bookkeeper that's not qualified to do what they do, and they file for a bunch of, tax extensions or they file wrong, and then land you with, $20,000 in back taxes.
Because then what happens is if you have the best, tech people, right? Then it's like you can create a perfect product that is ready to sell millions, but
right.
if you don't know what you're doing on the business side, then it's just like good luck.
Yeah,
right?
and there's loads of cool technology coming out of Eugene, a lot of great ideas, and that's the whole point is at least give software developers a general idea of why all three of our industries are relevant still.
Yeah.
And you guys are the professionals in your realm of possibilities. We are the professionals in ours, and we're all business partners in the area. Yeah.
Well stated, and well dressed. You're a well dressed man
I'm
today.
always well dressed.
I know, but they don't know that. He always wears a suit. That's why he called him Matty the Banker, because he looks like a banker. At first, I thought he was just posing as a banker. We call him Matty the Banker, kind of like
just a two snick.
Mac the Knife or something. It's like, but he really is a banker. I guess. I mean, I've never actually seen you working.
You walk by my office all the time.
Your office?
My office. Sorry. I'm from New York. I have a really crappy accent. Sorry.
Well, I'm glad the show is still going.
Yeah.
Did you go through the whole thing with the thingy and the calendar and stuff?
The thingies. Yeah,
Nice.
We did all
The events and the stuff.
Events and the stuff and the switchboard stuff and all that cool
Cool.
stuff. We talked about how you, Mark, were looking for STEM organizations.
Oh yeah.
Talking
And,
about
I'll
that.
have more about that. Maybe we'll try to get Will on the show too.
Yeah, Buckman?
Yeah, he's helping with the STEM
Oh, nice.
outreachy stuff.
We should do that.
And so, there's a bunch of exciting stuff going on. It's kind of a crazy busy winter. I don't know why.
It is.
It's like a big. My new expression is chaos bag. It's just a big old bag of chaos.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got that. I think it was an Arkham Horror. Anyway, it was a game thing. Played a lot of games over the break.
Oh yeah.
Board games. It was like board game. There was like everybody. Yeah. It was like this was a big board game Christmas, and so we're gonna probably start having board games here at Code Shops, and I'm getting some feedback. Do you think Tuesdays work? But because Tuesdays seem overloaded. I was thinking Wednesday evenings.
Wednesday evenings.
Might be a thing because it would be kind of mellow.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So possibly coming to a Code Shops near you.
For
Game
you,
night.
2 folks who have watched all the way to this part. One of which is us because we're right there. So.
Oh, nice.
So.
Oh, I forgot to share
to
the
the
show.
one person who's actually still watching, which to be honest is probably my mom.
He's not just saying. That's not a figure of speech.
But yeah, so thanks for watching. I guess we should probably just wrap up the show because we're kind of just like chatting right now. It's not really.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching the January 2nd, January 2nd, 2018, I should say, edition of the TechTuesday live show. We'll be back next week, probably with some cool special guests. Maybe Will will be on. Maybe he won't. I don't know. It'll be cool.
Possibilities are endless.
They are.
Rock.
Have a good one.